Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to cover a lot of mods that make Minecraft feel more like an RPG. There are a lot of mods to go through here, and I hope you'll find something interesting. This video will also be based around Forge, but I'll leave a link to any fabric versions in the description too. With that said, I hope you enjoy the video. One mod that I recently came across and fell in love with is End Remastered. It doesn't change the actual dimension, but focuses on how you find it. There are 11 new types of Ender Eyes, with one of each being required to open up the portal. These aren't dropped from the Endermen either, as they spawn all throughout your world, such as in pyramids, Mineshafts, and even dropped by the Wither. You don't need to find a stronghold anymore either, as there are 2 new structures. The End Castle is a large complex, having lots of different rooms which are really well crafted, but they're also full of dangerous enemies. You can find the castle by trading for a map from a cartographer. There's also the End Gate, which is like an improvised stronghold and can be found using the custom eyes. The End Gate has some puzzles which you need to clear before reaching the portal. I love this mod, as it forces you to explore more. To improve the End dimension, we can install the Better End mod. You'll find lots of new biomes, mobs, and blocks, which all make the dimension a more interesting place to explore. This mod really makes the dimension look beautiful, especially when used with shaders. Comforts add some basic equipment which allows you to survive outdoors in Minecraft, which is a sleeping bag and hammock. Sleeping bags will set night to day and hammocks will set day to night. They can be dyed lots of different colors and won't replace your spawn point. You'll likely know about Waystones already, as I've mentioned it so many times. They have a crafting recipe, allowing them to be placed down and activated whenever you want. Or, alternatively, you can come across them randomly spawning in your game world. Activated Waystones can easily be teleported between each other, or you can use the included warp scrolls instead. A great mod to use with Waystones is Towers of the Wild, which I'd recommend either way. It adds large, randomly generated towers to your world, which have a few different designs. They're inspired by the towers seen in Zelda Breath of the Wild, and you'll also find a chest on top containing some supplies. Though if you have Waystones installed, then a Waystone will spawn at the top of these towers. Building off the Towers of the Wild, we have the Paragliders mod, which you can use to glide down from them like you would in Zelda. They even have a similar stamina system. Although you can disable this in the config files, the paraglider can easily be crafted from leather and sticks. The Antique Atlas is a book which can be crafted from a book and a compass. When opened, you'll see a basic map of your surroundings, which have a hand-drawn style. I think it really fits the RPG theme, and it's a lot more impressive than just having a regular mini-map on the screen. You can zoom on the map, move it around, and add your own custom markers. Fishing in Minecraft isn't one of my favorite tasks, but mods like Aquaculture 2 really make it a lot more interesting. There's over 30 new fish, which can all be caught in different biomes. There's new fishing rods too, which allow you to attach different hooks and bait, which give you a chance to not use durability on a catch, and to increase your chances of hooking a fish. The new Neptunium armor can be crafted, which gives bonus effects when underwater, such as being able to see, breathe, and swim faster. Dynamic surroundings should make exploring a lot more atmospheric and immersive. There's new sounds which play for different biomes, which help make the world feel alive. There's also some new visual effects which are worth mentioning, which includes fireflies, as well as auroras, which can be seen in colder biomes. I wouldn't be able to play without Dungeon Crawl, which will add large structures to the surface of your world. When you enter them, you can work your way down multiple floors, clearing tons of mobs, which are difficult to defeat due to their wielding armor and weapons. There's chests on each floor, which have randomly spawning loot too, with a larger chest room at the bottom of the dungeon. Wall jump aids with the RPG feeling quite a lot, as it allows you to do a bit of parkour. You can jump towards walls, grip onto them, and jump off of them again, giving a new means of vertical movement. There's also a double jump feature included with the mod, which can be disabled if you prefer. First Aid will remove Minecraft's natural health regeneration system. From now on, your health will be split into 8 different regions. which are different parts of your body including your legs, feet, arms, body, and head. When you get injured, you'll instead need to use new items like bandages. You'll also experience different debuffs depending on where you get injured, such as slowness with injured feet and nausea with head injuries. We can now make some changes to villages, starting with the Areas mod. With this mod installed, you can define regions using signs and color codes. When you enter that region, the text will display on the screen. A mod that works alongside areas is Random Village Names. When you enter a village, it will already have an area defined, and each village will be assigned a random name which will appear when you enter it. Villager names will also give all unnamed villagers a randomly predefined name. Included with the mod is over 5,000 names, but if you want to, there's options available to include a custom name list too. An iron golem often isn't enough to defend an entire village. The Guard Villagers mod will add new guards who spawn in around groups of 6 and are usually equipped with either a sword or crossbow. You can even hire unemployed villagers to become guards too. If you want a slightly easier or convenient spawn, then check out the Village Spawn Point mod. Just like it sounds, you'll spawn in the middle of a village when you load up a new game. Inventory HUD Plus will make some changes to the HUD which definitely increase the RPG feeling. You can now show your entire inventory on the screen at all times, so you can see everything you're carrying. The Potions HUD will show any effects you currently have active, along with the duration. The Armor HUD will show everything you have equipped, as well as the current durability. There's a lot of customization included with the mod, as you can easily change the position of all the new HUD elements. Back Tools is a simple mod which displays the last used tool on the player's back. Again, it just feels a little more immersive. Bountiful will add a new structure to villages, which contain a bounty board. When you interact with it, you'll see some available bounties, which are basically different quests where you might need to collect items or kill certain mobs to receive rewards. Bounties have different rarities, and you can also use decrees to determine what type of bounties will spawn. The starter kit will allow players who join a world for the first time to spawn with some predefined items. A good example could be some basic wooden tools and a bit of food, or maybe even some leather armor. Oh, the Biomes You'll Go is a biome mod that I've been really enjoying lately. It will add over 80 new biomes which can be found across all dimensions. There's a lot of new blocks included too, and overall, this mod will make your world more diverse and interesting. There's a lot of different backpack mods available, but one of my favorite is the Traveler's Backpack. It provides over 40 additional storage slots, as well as fluid tanks which can hold your liquids. Unlike other backpacks, it can be worn on your back without using the chest slot, and also has a built-in crafting table and sleeping bag, making it perfect for adventuring with. Better caves will transform below the surfaces, specifically with how caves generate. You'll find large caverns, maze-like tunnels, and underground lakes, which all spice up the cave system. Now they won't be so repetitive. You can also use better Mineshafts, which comes from the same developer. It will overhaul Mineshafts so that they have different designs depending on the biome they spawn in. They'll also be larger in general, and will have some new rooms branching off of them, which contain loot. Subterranean Wilderness will add a lot of underground biomes, which are also compatible with better caves. You'll find all new types of caves, some of which are completely submerged in water and filled with coral, or ones which are instead frozen over. One of my favorite features is how this mod adds new cave openings all throughout the world. Enhanced Celestials will add some new random lunar events, with the first one being the Blood Moon. When these occur, the number of mods that spawn will be massively increased, and you also won't be able to sleep. During a Harvest Moon, the crop growth rate will be increased, as well as the drop rate. The Epic Fight mod will add some new combat mechanics and moves. In the new Battle mode, you'll be able to conduct new basic, special, and dash attacks, as well as rolls. Some of the new stats include Ignore Defense, Impact, and Hit Enemies, which all determine the damage, stun duration, and how many enemies you can hit at once. Valhelsia Structures will spawn some new structures in your world. You'll find abandoned and broken buildings, to more complete ones which includes castles and towers. One that I personally like to come across is the player homes, which are already decorated and make a great place to call home. Ice and Fire will add a lot of new mobs to Minecraft, with the most prominent being large dragons. You can find them spawning naturally in your world or go underground to look for roots in caverns. You'll also be able to fight, tame, and even ride them. You'll find other mobs spawning in your world which fit a more fantasy and mythical theme, with some new structures too. Realistic torches will add a bit of difficulty when it comes to torches. From now on, torches will need to be lit with a matchbox and will go out after an hour of real-life time, or if they're hit by rain. The mod will just force you to seek out alternative light sources that are permanent. Nether portal spread will cause blocks to spread from portals in a configurable radius, which I think adds a little more of the RPG aspect as it feels like the portal is leaking into your world. You have full control of the types of blocks that spread as well as their radius. With the default settings, you can stop the spread by placing 4 coal blocks around the portal. I also like to include Mystical World, which adds a lot of new mobs which will bring a lot of biomes to life. Some of the new animals include owls, deer, frogs, beetles, and sprouts. Some of them can be tamed, and others will just provide useful food drops. There's also a few new building blocks, and you'll find a few structures spawning in your world such as huts and barrows. If you're going to be playing with friends, then I'd take a look at the 2 players 1 horse mod. As you'd expect, it allows 2 people to ride a single horse, with only 1 player being in control. To save your items, you can use the Corpse mod, which will leave your own body on the ground when you die, which is what you might be used to from traditional RPG games. When you search your body, you'll find all the items you had in your inventory. Repurposed Structures will add more variation to your world. It will take a lot of vanilla structures and give them new designs for different biomes. You'll find revamped versions of villages, temples, outposts, and shipwrecks. The mod also includes some completely new structures, which includes jungle fortresses and nether strongholds in cities. Project Vibrant Journey adds a few new items which again enhance the feeling of your world, where you'll find twigs, rocks, leaves, and pine cones strewn across the world. Improvements are also made to lakes and beaches, with you also finding seashells and seagrass. Progressive bosses will make the Wither and the Ender Dragon more difficult to kill each time you defeat them. The Wither will gain increased health, have a larger explosion radius, and be able to spawn minions, whereas the Ender Dragon will have increased health and damage, spit more acid fireballs, and spawn more cages as well as minions. You'll receive increased rewards the higher the difficulty. To expand on the archery system, you can try out Archer's Paradox. There's over 15 new arrow types which offer all different types of effects. Some examples include glowstone arrows which can light up an area, ender arrows which teleport the player whenever the arrow lands, shulker arrows which can home in on targets, and verdant arrows which can convert dirt into grass. Project MMO makes some of the biggest changes in this list. It splits the game up into multiple skills, such as woodcutting, combat, smithing, building, and more. Leveling up your skills will unlock new abilities, but most importantly allow you to use different gear, equip weapons, and interact with different blocks. I really like this mod, but it will definitely make Minecraft harder. That's the end of this video. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed the video. If you want some more Minecraft 1.16.5 videos, make sure to check out my channel too.